For all of Trump's railings and rantings against the search at Mar-a-Lago, CNN's K-File actually found the former president once held a much different view on how those who mishandle classified information should be treated. CNN's Andrew Kaczynski joins me now with his reporting. Surprise, surprise that Trump had a different view on this when he was pointing the finger at others.
Yeah, that's right. So our team reviewed Trump's comments from his 2016 presidential run. Everybody obviously remembers the lock her up comment during that debate where he sort of famously told Clinton that she would be in jail. A lot of us remember. But he also made a lot of pretty specific comments during that campaign, too, about how he himself and his administration would be handling classified material. Let's take a listen to just one of those rallies from the summer of 2016.
On political corruption, we are going to restore honor to our government. In my administration, I'm going to enforce all laws concerning the protection of classified information. No one will be above the law.
Now, it wasn't just Clinton that Trump targeted with this rhetoric. Even after he became president, there were those calls between Trump and foreign leaders that leaked. And there was also, everyone remembers, we started off the administration with the whole deal with Michael Flynn. His calls were leaked. He eventually resigned. And speaking with Time magazine at the time, Trump was pretty angry about this, speaking specifically on the classified nature of those calls, saying, you go to prison when you release material like that. He also was very, very, very aggressive about John Bolton in 2020 after Bolton left the administration. They left on sort of bad terms, and Bolton wrote this memoir that came out, and Trump was very angry about it as well. He then went after James Comey. He said that Comey should be imprisoned, saying that Comey, leaked classified information for basically which, there was no evidence of that at all. And in the instance of Bolton, he was very, very, very aggressive on this. We can take a listen here to just one of those interviews that he gave, and there were a number of them in which he called out Bolton very aggressively, calling for his prosecution.
John Bolton is incompetent, okay? But here's what he did. He released classified information, highly classified information, and confidential information, all different categories. John Bolton should never have been allowed to do that. The young sailor that sent a picture home to his mother and other people, they go to jail for a long period of time. You can't do that. And that was not nearly as vital, as important as John Bolton.
Now, there was an investigation into Bolton, like an investigation into Comey. Neither of them were charged, and that investigation into Bolton was actually ended in 2021.